Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sundays Are for Contemplation. I'm your host, Sof. This is Nicole, and
Hello.
today we have a very special guest, Sanka. How are you, Sanka?
Hello, hello. I'm doing good in my little island, like always. And yeah, here.
Nice. So, gosh, where do we start off? I don't know where to start. I probably should start off with a question.
I mean, I guess
I'm just,
we haven't seen each other since Florence. Sanka, I know we didn't get to talk that much in person, but um, I guess maybe how was your experience and getting to see everyone from the residency and the whole team in Florence?
It was amazing. I told to sorry, I'm sorry, I forgot the names. Uh, Sophia. I told to Sophia about not talking enough to you. Like, it happens. I've seen a lot of people there that we
mhm,
spent the whole week together. We didn't cross any word. So I don't know. That's normal. I guess like there is so much things to do and people that it's impossible to be with everyone. But I had an amazing time. I loved every minute of it, like everything. I love connecting with. I was uh, a lot of time together with Globe because we knew each other
mhm,
from Breakpoint, from Solana Breakpoint. So it was nice to, you know, connect again, but also uh, meet meet new people there and the whole team and Sinbad and everything. Like really, really nice.
That's
I
good.
was, I was thinking like I remember when you and Globerger, I don't know if it was just that you guys were hanging out a lot or like just tweeting at each other, and I would see it on the timeline. And I was curious, like, was it because you guys were in the residency together that you became such like good friends, or was it in Florence? Or I mean, you just explained that you were at Solana Breakpoint together, but I think it's kind of cute how our group really like the entire residency group remains, and I feel like we've gone through something special together. Um, and I love that.
Yeah,
Um,
I was super happy when I got to see like the selected people for the residency and I saw Glow Burger. I was like, oh my God. Oh, like someone that I know,
mhm,
it's like a relief, like, okay, I'm not alone there, like, but yeah, we spent the whole breakpoint together and then we went to Thailand to co-working experience in Koh Samui and we spent there like 15 days, 20 days. Like, it was really nice and we get to do activities together and everything. So, you get to know people really, really well. So it was nice
mhm,
to see her again.
yeah.
That's good.
Should we switch the interview to Spanish like right now? You know, like, even
Does
though we're
everyone?
like 5 minutes into it, I want to try it. Like, never done it before.
A ver, bueno, yo puedo preguntar algo en español. This is
Okay.
gonna. Can we add subtitles to this? I'm just thinking for the people that don't speak Spanish. Bueno, te quería preguntar, sé que la pieza que creaste para Residencia, si estoy correcta, que se vendió antes que fuera la exposición, o sea, qué emoción para ti, pero no sé si nos puedes contar un poquito de la pieza que creaste y qué significó para ti.
Buah, sí. La pieza. Al principio no estaba muy seguro de cómo iba a salir porque me acuerdo que llegaba a todas las entregas que teníamos un poco, pues el día de antes haciendo algo, corriendo, ¿no? Hostia, que tenía que hacer esto para enseñar el sábado o el domingo. Y siempre iba un poco como a trompicones, ¿sabes?
Hmm.
Pero creo que gracias a eso salió como salió, en el sentido de pillé rápido el concepto. Desde el primer momento sabía que quería hacer una diagonal muy fuerte, los tres personajes, la escala de poder también, ¿no? De pequeño a grande. Y enseguida salió el monolito, las referencias que me gustaban. Como que fue saliendo todo muy rápido. Y luego lo que me jodió fue llegar allí y que hubiera gente preguntándome para comprarme la pieza. Claro, decía, hostia, si lo sé, hago un set, ¿no? Hago una ristra de piezas, pero bueno, me encantó hacer la pieza física. Conecté con un amigo, bueno, el amigo que viene ahora a buscar los paquetes, es carpintero de aquí en mi pueblo, tiene un estudio y estuvimos 2 días en el estudio preparando la pieza, la imprimimos en 3D, hicimos la base, hicimos todo manual, o sea, con un láser grabando todo manual. La pieza de madera la cortó él, la lijó, la preparó toda, encajamos la pieza. Fue un proceso muy bonito. Luego empaquetarlo, grabar el vídeo. Uy, 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 uy.
No pasa nada, no pasa nada.
Es que si supieran dónde está apoyado el iPad. Eh, bueno, eso, que quedó súper guay y luego mandársela al colector y que el colector la abriera y hiciera un vídeo también. Como que todo quedó muy perfecto y muy guay, la verdad.
¿Y conociste al colector antes o no?
No, de hecho
Mm.
es la primera pieza que me compra, el primer contacto que tenemos así de colector y artista, pero es una persona que desde ese momento, desde que me descubrió, ha estado
Ujú.
escribiéndome, hemos estado hablando mucho por privado, ha estado súper atento conmigo, así que muy guay, la verdad.
¿Y tienes idea de quién es o sea, es o sea, completamente random una persona así?
No, no, o sea, sé quién es en redes, pero no, no sé más nada
Sí.
más.
Eso todavía me supera un poco, como de conocer la gente en redes nada más y no en persona. Em, pero bueno, y también como una cosa de nosotros, este grupito, que todos estamos en España ahora, como eso me, no sé, como me da como mucha ilusión. Y vos estás en Canarias, ¿no?
Sí, pero la semana que viene voy a hacer un par de días sueltos ahí cuando vengo de Lisboa,
Ajá.
voy a hacer un par de
Ah,
días sueltos en
sí.
Madrid, se puede hacer quedada de...
Sí, sí, nos tienes que contar cuántos días te quedas acá
Y
y qué
hacemos
fecha.
Sí.
Ah, pero Lisboa, ok. Entonces cuéntanos un poco de tu viaje a Lisboa, que vas para... Es NFC, ¿no?
Es
Lisboa.
NFT Summit o algo así.
Ah,
Es un festival que se hace todos los años. Es bastante famoso, la verdad. Pero sobre todo en la parte de Ethereum. O sea, van muchas cosas de Solana también. Pero es sobre todo enfocado a Ethereum. Los artistas que van, los colectores que van. Eso, va gente muy importante.
sí.
Pero gente a lo mejor con la que yo no tengo mucho contacto, mucho tal. Pero digo, sale barato porque es Lisboa.
Ujú.
Pues me he acostumbrado a ir a todo esto y ya voy sin tener ningún tipo de pretensión. Estoy preparando unos llaveros con la impresora 3D que quiero llevar algo guay físico para poder repartir con la gente, hacer algún detalle para que la gente se acuerde de mí o se fije en mí. Pero no tengo ningún interés, no tengo piezas en Ethereum, no tengo yo ningún proyecto en Ethereum. Voy simplemente por conocer a los artistas españoles y por eso, ver, pasármelo bien y ver qué tal el evento.
Sí.
Oye, te quería preguntar, de tu, como, como like your story as an artist, de cómo empezaste con blockchain y con arte digital. O sea, si siempre fue algo que te gustaba, hiciste o como que pues, experimentaste con algo diferente y luego entraste. O sea, ¿cómo fue? ¿Cómo es tu historia?
Yo, yo desde siempre he dibujado. Mi madre me acuerdo que siempre me llevaba a misa y a mí yo me aburría muchísimo porque era muy alterado, era un niño muy nervioso de pequeño. Y yo en misa, eso siempre me sacaba un papel en blanco y un boli. Entonces yo me ponía a dibujar y no escuchaba nada de lo que, o sea, pasaba por encima, ¿sabes? Y yo me pegaba la hora y media o las 2 horas, lo que fuera, dibujando, contando mi historia y luego ese papel lo tiraba. Yo
Ujú,
terminaba de dibujar, estaba hablando mientras dibujaba, porque contaba algo, y en ese momento, eso termino, lo tiro siempre y casi no tengo dibujos de cuando era pequeño porque los tiraba. Y luego estudié diseño y tecnologías creativas en Valencia, en la Politécnica,
ujú,
y muy enfocado al diseño, programación, web, tal. No me gustó nada lo que dije en la carrera y lo que me gustaba era el 3D. El último año lo aproveché para aprender 3D. Y a partir de ahí, ese último año que enganché con el 3D y lo que estaba haciendo de la carrera, ahí empecé a subir cosas en Teso, sobre todo trabajos de la universidad. Lo primero que vendí fueron pues trabajos de ilustración, trabajos de tal que hacía para clase y lo ponía en Teso. Y me
ujú.
acuerdo que hubo una tarde que puse unas ediciones y en media hora o así tenía 50 euros. Y dije, yo que venía de comer espaguetis todos los días, dije, hostia, pero ¿y esto? Y dije, qué interesante, qué cosa más guay, ¿no? y tú le comprabas a todo el mundo y la gente te compraba. Había un ambiente muy, muy guay al principio y ya luego pues empecé a probar. Hice un proyecto en Cardano que salió muy bien, luego hice algo en Solana, algo en Ethereum, luego sí que volví a Solana más constante, pero eso, y hasta aquí, no hay mucho más.
¿Te gusta como experimentar mucho con tu arte o subir el arte a diferentes redes como o blockchains? ¿Cómo se llama eso en español? ¿Como cadenas?
Sí, cadena de bloques, pero sí, se dice blockchain igual. Se usa.
Sí.
Sí, la
Ah,
verdad, nunca he tenido, o sea, nunca he sido, hostia, pues estoy en Solana, pues solo voy a subir cosas en Solana. Es como muy tonto eso. Si ves
ujú,
gente comprando en otro sitio, pues tú vas a ir ahí también a vender. O sea,
sí,
no tiene sentido. Y pues eso, siempre me ha gustado experimentar. Ahora el proyecto que estoy haciendo ahora sí que me gustaría hacerlo multi-chain, o sea, tener cosas sueltas en distintas redes y que si alguien quiere, pues se tenga que joder y moverse por todos sitios para conseguirlo todo. Pero no tengo problema. La única que me queda por probar, yo creo que es Bitcoin y AVAX. Creo que la gente hace cosas en AVAX también.
sí. Mm. Que no conozco muchos artistas que están en Bitcoin, pero creo que es eso también por mí como falta de conocimiento en el espacio.
A ver, es Pero porque es un nicho, o sea, nosotros somos un nicho, el arte digital es un nicho, pero luego te vas metiendo en otro, en otro, en otro. Es como una muñeca rusa de estas, una matriusca, es como vas llegando al final y ya, pues el artista de Bitcoin ya es como un nicho de nicho de nicho.
Sí,
Te conoce la gente del espacio y poco más, pero bueno, que sí, que siempre hay que, siempre hay que enterarse, no sé.
sí.
Y
Mm,
te quería preguntar, más como sobre sé que, bueno, la comunidad de blockchain es muy internacional, pero como dijiste que quieres ir a Lisboa a conocer más artistas españoles, ¿sientes que hay como mucha comunidad española que trabaja con blockchain y arte digital o cómo
Sí,
lo ves?
sí, sí, sobre todo en Solana no tanto, también hay en Solana, pero no somos tanto. Creo que en Ethereum sí que hay una camada fuerte de artistas que lo hacen muy bien, que tienen mucho público, muchos colectores y que están a niveles altos. Por ejemplo, el primero que se me ocurre es Méndez. Méndez es un artista que vive aquí en Tenerife, pero creo que la nacionalidad creo que es, o sea, que no es español, no sé si es Puerto Rico, no sé dónde es, o República
Ujú.
Dominicana, no sé dónde es exactamente. Eh, pero es un tío muy, muy grande, muy tocho, hace cosas muy guay y está aquí, o sea, está aquí al lado, ¿sabes? O sea, lo tengo al lado de mi casa. También hay eso, mucho de cómo trabajamos todos online, en cubículos, en sitios cerrados, pues cuando te enteras, eso, a lo mejor hay alguien al lado en tu ciudad que hace lo mismo que tú o se mueve por los mismos sitios y no te enteras nunca porque falta eso, un evento, el juntarnos, el quedar, el conocer a la persona. Luego a lo mejor vas al evento, lo conoces y no te apetece verlo nunca más, pero bueno, por lo menos verlo una vez, ¿no? Para saber que está ahí.
Sí.
sí.
No sé si iba a decir de que siento que algo que pasa mucho es que todos hablamos en inglés y nadie sabemos que o sea, muchas veces nos ha pasado que ya entramos a una llamada, estamos hablando y notamos que alguien tiene un acento y decimos, ¿es español? Como que sí, ¿de qué? Porque estamos hablando en inglés.
Que
Siento que pasa
nos
eso de
pasó
la
con
comunidad.
Sares. Cuando grabamos el capítulo con Sares, nada más al final, como una hora después, empezamos a hablar en castellano y él me dijo, espera, ¿sos argentina? Estamos hablando en inglés todo el tiempo, es como, no
Sí.
sé.
Por eso sí siento que le falta un poco el espacio de que, bueno, o sea, como hemos intentado traer muchos artistas que no están en Web3, como aprender a cómo usar las tecnologías nuevas, a veces no hablan en inglés, entonces sí es como que un like a barrier that we see.
Sí.
Espero que podamos cambiar y pues me da felicidad saber que sí hay muchos, bueno, hispanos en blockchain, nada más hay que hacer como que la comunidad para que podamos ayudarnos y a enseñar a otras personas a cómo usar estas tecnologías, pero sí.
Sí, es tal cual eso, o sea, intentar como no juntarnos, porque tampoco hay que hacer un club pero sí
Solo- sí, sí, claro.
de saber que está ahí la otra persona, ¿sabes? En plan, tener ese punto de referencia, eso eso es muy interesante.
Ujú.
Sí,
Sí que hay muchos artistas y en Barcelona también.
¿Sí?
sí,
Y
sí.
sí, como no sabía que hagan tantos ahí,
No.
pero tiene sentido igual como, bueno, artistas en general sí, pero los de blockchain no tenía idea. Y como me imaginé Nueva York, odio. Las otras ciudades, no sé, como no tenía como buen, no sé cómo decirlo, como no me podía ubicar en ese mundo. Am, pero bueno, quería cambiar el... Ok, ahora sí me va a salir un poco el inglés. Pero I wanted to change the pace a little bit porque the last time Nicole and I were talking about this, we are like, okay, we know you listened to the Valentine's special, and after we recorded that one, we thought it was so funny, but we just like, we didn't want to hear it. We didn't want anyone to hear it. Or like, we're just putting it up there because whatever. And then everyone started listening to it, and they're like, this is the best one that you have. So we thought, Sanka, we know you. Can we get to know the tea? Like, can you tell us the gossip, the chisme? Like, what's your love life look like? Is there anything that like we want to know the more fun details, you know? So if there's anything you want to share, you can respond to us in Spanish as well.
Yeah, yeah. No, I can do it in English. I mean, there is a lot and not too much, because I've been with my girlfriend for 5 years
Mhm.
almost now or more.
Mhm.
So I mean, we are always seeing each other. It's always special because we are always, I go there, she come here. So, the greetings and the saying goodbye is always something special. But
Yeah.
besides that, I'm the most boring, interviewer that you could bring to the gossip. Like there is not so much.
I feel like we can come up with some questions. How about do you believe in marriage?
So, yeah.
Believe in.
We can delete this. I don't know. I wanted to throw in a little spice there, and I feel like this is the perfect guest.
Well, the perfect. I don't. Well, okay. I don't know if I'm the perfect one for uh like for real. Like my idea of okay. I like it. Like if you find the person, I think it's nice. But like I don't have like a former opinion on marriage and
No, that's fair. I think maybe this is also something that we talk a lot about, or just
We?
like we talk about all concepts of
Because
it. Like I feel like I'm always philosophizing on this, where I'm just like, in my I don't I think we always talk about the cultural differences. Like Nicole is always sharing, like in Mexico, like marriage is expected at a younger age. Even like my Arab friends too, like by the time that you're like 25 to 27, like marriage is expected, like some sort of like proposals, engagements to start happening. In my experience, I don't know if it's just my family or in Argentina or what, but I feel like marriage is not really, I don't know, it's not a thought. Like, well, it is obviously a thought. It's like a
yeah, yeah. But
human.
not nobody expected. Like
Yeah, like you
if it
could live together
happens,
exactly and like never get married. So I don't know. I just wanted to throw in a random.
a curveball. Curveball?
yeah.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Marriage. I think I like that was the leading question.
That was the lady question. But
There's
this
so
episode
many things
already
you
has
could ask.
everything.
Yeah.
Huh?
There's so many things you could have asked because, well, no conocí a tu novia, pero la vi contigo, entonces you could have asked anything about, and you're like, no, marriage.
I
The
could have. I could have.
social contract of marriage. What is your opinion?
Yeah.
No, I think
Hmm.
I think it's cool. Like because I think it's cool because I have a Christian background, but it's the same. Like in my family, nobody expect, like, oh, when are you going to propose to your, like, nobody asks you that. It's like whatever you
Yeah.
want. And I don't know. I think when you find the stability I think everything is related to the relationship, having kids or whatever. Everything goes to the same place, like having an stability, a house, uh, you know, like
Yeah.
a formal thing.
Hmm. Okay, I'm going to ask another question. It's
I'm
not
scared.
marriage.
What's he gonna say?
But marriage just made sense to me in my head, but I'm gonna shut up about that. I was gonna ask you, okay, have you ever felt in your life really strong feelings of like hatred or anything like that? And if you seem like a really chill guy, and I don't think that you have. But this is all going to lead up to the fact that I'm curious to know what inspires you in your art.
Okay,
Because I feel like art is really directly related to emotions for a lot of people. And so I'm curious to know about your emotional, probably, reactions to life.
my highlights.
Yeah. And maybe how that translates into your art. Or, like, for example, I was just thinking, like, I don't know if, like, for me, it'd be really funny if someone ever, like, created a piece out of spite or rage. They're like, I hate this person so much or this feeling, and they make, like, a painting and it's all, like, red paint splatter, you know? So I want to get to know a little bit more about the.
It's so dramatic.
Yeah, yeah.
This stuff.
If I don't know. I think you know what I mean, but yeah.
For me, like, my moments sort of uh, hate, like when I'm angry and everything. I think it will be when I'm playing. I play competitive with some friends, like Counter-Strike and everything, the like shooting games, first-person shooters, where you have to be like really, pixel perfect to win and I'm really, really bad. So when I'm playing, I'm always a bit tilted,
Mhm.
but I've never thought about like doing a piece out of that, like right after a game, like you
Mhm.
lose you lose by 1 point or something like that, like really close. You spend like 45 minutes playing that, and then you lose. Like right after that, take a pencil and a
Mhm.
paper to see what I can what I can do. That's really interesting. But making something out of hating someone, I think that's too much. That's that's
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. It's more like a I hate being bad at this game. I prefer
Mhm.
that's something huge for me. Like I'm not even joking now. Like
Mhm.
that's like a really hard feeling for me.
Mhm.
Are you a
No, yeah, that
football
makes
fan?
sense.
Like
Hmm?
if
What?
fútbol, ¿te gusta el fútbol o un deporte? Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Same question of Sof, but what happens if your like team loses like the final of whatever? Would
Yeah,
that anger?
yeah. It happened. It happened. I'm a Barca fan, and they lost the semi-final with Inter. Like
Mhm.
for 3 minutes, they only had to, take the ball for 3 minutes, and they would have won the match. But they let Inter to uh, equalize, and then in the adding time, Inter won the game. But for 3 minutes, Barca was in the final, and we lost. And for I think 1 day and a half, I was really, really depressed, like really, really bad.
I feel like a lot of guys get like that. They get
Yeah.
really depressed when their team loses.
Yeah,
But
but it's not like, I wasn't angry at all. I was completely broken for 2 days.
yeah,
See, this is where the conversation needs to go, not love life football.
yeah,
We get
totally.
more emotion out of guys out of this.
No, this is like a good tactic though, because I want to make people think that this podcast is unpredictable. You never know what you're gonna get. And that was the perfect,
I
like
like
you
it.
said, curve.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Well, Nicole,
Oh, okay. You don't have any crazy questions anymore.
like
You're not.
it has to like reset a little bit. What are Sanka?
Okay.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, about work. Like you said, you can't come to Lisbon because you are working. What do you do? Like in a regular day, what's your position?
Mm-hmm. Well, I know for us, we're doing a lot of work on the foundation, and before this summer, well, I'm a law student, and we're both graduating in July, and I'm
Nice.
entering into my master's in September. Last year, I did an internship, and it was at a tax law firm, and it was, I mean, there's only so much fun you can have at a tax firm, you know. But it was a cool experience, and I know I really like to talk to the clients and everything, but this summer, I would love to work at a firm that specializes in art law or crypto law. And that's like, I mean, two of the things that I guess right now we're like pretty familiar with is art and crypto. Um, but currently, we're just like, I know the both of us, well, Nicole has some other work, but we're doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff on the foundation. And I'm excited for it.
I mean, we're also like prepping. You've probably seen for the next residency that
Yes.
we're gonna be doing that again every Sunday, probably.
Yeah.
Probably yes. Um, I mean, yeah, like Soph said, we just graduated, so I mean, what I'm doing right now is, I mean, this a bit. I have a couple other projects that I'm working on outside of like art, but we're kind of just seeing what happens. I mean, I would love to go to Lisbon, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Chelsea. I mean, it's so close. I'm like, maybe we could swing by for like the weekend. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. It's like next
I
week,
know
right?
Kay's going, right? Yeah. Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
it's from 3 to 6.
So I think that's the Wednesday to Sunday. Yeah. But Kay is supposedly going.
Kay's going
Yeah.
to represent. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We've
Represent
talked.
all of
We've
us.
talked.
Yeah.
good. Um,
But yeah.
say a question.
No, no, no. Okay, let's review what we've talked about. Here's the thing, we also like I feel like we know you. So we met at the residency, that's our timeline. Um we got to know who you are as an artist, like your creative journey. We talked about Primavera. We asked him about his love life and marriage, the most important two questions.
But then football actually ended up being the most
Yeah,
important question.
exactly. And that was directly related to, well, maybe not directly related to, but that came after my question on hatred. So I see that there's emotional tie between football and hatred.
Yeah, but I haven't used all of that power. Everything
Right.
cools off. Like
Mhm.
I sit in the sofa on the sofa and just wait for it to pass. So maybe
Mm,
I can try to, use that thing that football tragedy gave me to do something with that.
yeah.
I don't know.
hmm Well,
Something for the
tell us,
future.
Sanka, do you have any projects that you're looking forward to or that you're currently working on?
Yes, I'm doing a new series.
Mhm.
I wanted to do an animation, short form animation. So the series will be uh, the sequences for that animation and put together. There will be like, like a whole thing, a whole small thing. And the smaller parts, I wanted to be like the NFTs, like I wanted to I wanted for them to work on their own, but that you can connect it, and then you have uh, the film, the short film, and it's about a kid in the space. It's an idea I had for years, and I'm always drawing the kid. So I use the West, the West stories to tell ideas and feelings that I had. So I'm going to try to do the same with the space kit, trying to do more complex stuff, more, trying to push myself a bit, not too much because, I don't want to hurt myself,
Mhm.
but it's always nice to, go a bit hard on the thing. And yeah, it's taking me like a lot of time. I started working again like a few days ago. Uh, I've been like 1 month. We had a lot of work with my dad here
Mhm.
with his company, so I had to focus a lot on that. So I'm trying to, you know, to get back to art and to get back to the series that I think is gonna be nice because at the end it always comes together, and yeah, encaja. It's like a puzzle. And yeah, that's what I'm primarily working on besides commissions or yeah.
Mm.
That's exciting. I can't wait to
Yeah,
see when it comes out.
me too. I like that concept, the kid in space. And I'm only trying to picture it like with your art style as well, like what that's gonna look like. Um yeah, and I'm curious to know also, this is a question that we've asked a few times already, but would you say that you identify yourself as an artist? Like with your family and friends or any person, like any stranger, would you say like, yeah, like I'm an artist, or is that something that you kind of keep separate?
Yeah, I prefer saying illustrator. I don't know why. I still do 2D illustrations for commissions or for pre-production work for my stuff. But I prefer, yeah, I consider myself an illustrator, even though I animate, I do whatever. And I'm trying to change that because I think it's bad. Uh, when I met someone new, I always go like, oh, and the conversation goes for that, and then I show the stuff that I do on my phone, and it's like, yeah, I do these little things, in my room with a headset, like this small thing, like, and it's like that's when I think about that, no, it's not right. Like I shouldn't be like, oh yeah, I'm the king of the, like, but to treat yourself nice, I think it's really important and it's really nice. And it's like respect yourself, like hey, this
Mm-hmm.
is my work, I'm an illustrator, I'm a 3D artist or whatever. But to explain it, I tend to make myself small, especially when I'm meeting new people, Oh yeah, yeah, and I am like 2 meters, and one auntie is like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, yeah, yeah, I do this little thing in my room, without light. So I'm trying to get better at that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. You're a very humble person, but I mean, maybe I'm biased, but I think even if you don't speak a lot about yourself and are very cocky about your art, I think your art is very good and it speaks for itself. Like no one had to. I just remember people seeing your piece. Like you didn't have to even sell it yourself. The art, like the soul itself. So, at least in that sense, I get it. Working on your confidence and speaking to people about what you do is important, but don't stress too much about it too, because your art speaks for itself.
Yeah,
At
but
least,
I don't know. I am I get jealous of these people, especially Americans. American people, they do it flawlessly. Like, yeah, man, I'm the fucking boss. This is what I do. I'm going to sell it for, you don't want it, but I'm going to sell it. It's like they do it so easy and so nice, and I always looking, with my European small mind, like, oh, I didn't know I could do that, I could talk like that, I know I don't need to, like, I think it goes with the person, like everyone is different in personality, but yeah, I try to be a little more, like hyped. hyped about my thing and everything. Like not be so. It's not humble. It's like yeah, making yourself small every time. Like no, no, speak up, for yourself or something like that.
So that thing, I think that makes a lot of sense, and it's kind of like like imposter syndrome.
Yeah,
When I think it's a little bit of that as well, and it's just, I mean, at this point, like you've studied it, like you've been doing it for so long, like you should say it proudly, like I'm an artist, like this is
yeah,
what I like. I mean, also like you've sold so many pieces, you've been exhibited all over the world too. Um, but it's curious to know how people, I think also art, I mean, maybe again, this might be just me talking out of my ass, but like art is seen as such a hobby for a lot of people that when someone says like, "Oh, like my career is this thing that a lot of people do as a hobby," at one, you're allowed to have more than one career. So even if you're not making a living out of it, you're allowed to say that this is like one of them. And the second thing is also like you should be able to say that, I don't know, like if playing the piano is your hobby and you're really good at it and you've been doing it forever, like you could say I'm a pianist. May not be your main thing. People might not know about it fully outright, but I think it's just, I don't know. I think it's curious what you said about the Americans like being able to do it so well. I wonder if that's a little bit because it's tied to like hustle culture and maybe about being taught that it's
Fake
great.
it till you make it. Yeah. Like fake it till you make it to the.
Exactly. Fake it till you make it, like being a salesman. Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think I think it's a cultural thing. I think
Mm.
in here, especially in Spain, you are not pushed to do that. You are pushed to study a lot for getting a public job and never look back and have a place until you die, like a funcionario. Like you study for this and uh, like it's I'm not talking bad about my mom works is a teacher and had a place like forever. My girlfriend was studying for a place like that. Like the problem is that the private space can't provide the security of a job anymore. So people go to the public thing. So everyone here in Spain is studying for a public place, so it's yeah, nobody in your family goes like do whatever you want, travel whatever you want. Like everything is like, hey, you have to be safe, you have to be careful, you have to don't look too much too up, because don't look down and go to your place because it's safer like that, it's better like that, and it is. The problem is that it is. The thing would be amazing if they were wrong, like you have so many paths to go, but in reality, for security, for trying to get a house and everything, the best thing is to study and to have a public place. But yeah, I would love to have more of that around me, like this hyped up culture thing of, go for
Yeah.
it, man. Like, nobody here tells you that.
Yeah.
Here is
Yeah.
like, are you sure? You're doing this, be careful. If you fail, what are you going to do? After that, you're going to lose so many years. So, yeah,
Mm.
I mean, I think a lot of that in the US it has to do with like the delusion of the American dream, where people have no actually there is no like safety. Like you either make it or you don't. So I think people are just kind of forced to like do it, which is also not necessarily a good thing. I mean, pros and cons. But
exactly.
I think from that you can kind of just I mean, I don't know, for me like that's what I find the most interesting about like globalization and getting to speak to people from different countries and like living in different countries that you just kind of learn to take like the best kind of not steal culture, we're not culture appropriating stuff, but to kind of take the best of what different people do around the world and kind of incorporate it into your own life. And like, if you're like, I like how the Americans do this, even though the reason why they do this is kind of weird.
Yeah,
And probably not I don't know, the nicest reason why they have to do these kind of things. But if it can help me succeed in my own personal like life and career, then it's something you can take. And I mean, I know Soph and I speak a lot about this, but like I've learned so much about Spain, like living here, like learning to truly like enjoy life and like relax. And still, I mean, we lived in Latin America for a while, so we still also had like the sense of community and speaking to your friends and doing all these things, and life not being centered around work, which was like something that I really miss, because then I moved to the US, and then everything was just so like corporate, like you have to survive, you have to do these things.
Yeah.
And like coming back here was just like life has more than one meaning. And
Mhm.
it's you kind of just learn to take a little bit from everywhere. And yeah, I don't know.
And when you
Yeah.
come to Canary Island, it's another step in the ladder, you know? It's like here is even worse. Like here is it's like you have the beach, you have the sun every day of the year. It's like the fuck I'm doing working, you know? Like most
I,
days I sorry.
no,
I work here like my room has a window but to a interior. I don't have an exterior window. So some days I'm working there like a lot. And then I go out and it's the perfect day outside and I'm like, why I'm in the fucking block, you know, like doing paperwork and stuff. It's like, the fuck? It makes no sense. Like, the day is perfect. Why I'm not at the beach, like swimming and yeah,
enjoying life.
yeah,
Yeah.
I really want to move closer to the beach. And this is I was born in partially raised in Florida, and I was by the beach like every weekend at least, and it would always be super nice, like warm weather. I think after a while you get like bored of it and you're like paradise becomes hell a bit.
yes.
Um but here, as everyone says, Madrid, the one thing that it's missing is a beach, and I can't do it. I'm like, give me 2 years and I'm gonna move closer to the coast because I can't handle
If
it.
Madrid didn't have a beach, we would never work. I mean, if Madrid had a beach, we would never work. Like everything is perfect for a reason. Like because
Yeah, maybe
I've
that's
never
true.
lived near a beach, and I like know that I would be the person that forgets to work. I would just live at the beach. So it's best for me to stay in the city. But yeah,
Yeah. That's what they say though. Like Madrid is like a corporate-ish city, like relative to the other ones.
Yes.
I think you notice it and how the people like dress, they like walk and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
but
I
there's still. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
I've
no,
talked too
no.
much.
I was in Valencia too. Like I
Mhm.
studied there. I was there like for almost 1 year, like last year. And the center is really similar. It's not Madrid, but it's really similar. But Valencia is a nice city if you want beach and big city life. Like I said, it's not Madrid. It's like
No, it's really
at
nice.
night everything closed. There is nothing. But yeah, It's similar to Madrid.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, we have a couple friends from Valencia, but yeah, I've been a couple times. It's so pretty, but again, I'm like, there's a beach, dangerous.
Dangerous. Also, I think someone once like was joking. I love Twitter. My Twitter before blockchain era, it was just Florida man memes, and people were saying how the reason why Florida man is a thing is because it gets so sunny and hot that people get driven crazy. And I feel like that's a thing. Like the closer you go to the coast, like really hot places, when you take a look at the people, and you're like, why are they so crazy?
Yeah, I think it's because of yeah, it's cultural too. Like it's
Mm,
it's good outside. Why the fuck are we gonna stay here working or
yeah,
studying or whatever when we can go out? Like that's why everyone in the south
yeah.
everywhere is like a bit more relaxed. Like they don't care too much. And
Hmm.
in the north, Scandinavia and everything, they 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 work a lot.
Yeah,
I was gonna
that's
say another thing, but they work a lot. They have to work a lot. Yeah.
I totally see that. You can tell that Nicole and I just graduated, and we're like, we don't want to work, we don't want to work. So I don't know. You're kind of. I feel like you still give me hope. You give me hope that I can work and still live somewhere nice and
I
be
mean,
passionate about hobbies.
yeah, yeah, I'm super lucky that I can be here with my family. I'm planning to move to another family house, like on my own, for the next month, I think. So that's gonna be another crazy time, moving everything, but it's okay. And I think you have to find your place, and you don't have to listen too much to advices from
Yeah.
you can receive the advices from everyone, but at the end, it's like when I did the piece for the residency, like I had the piece. It's not it's not like cheeky messages or anything. Like I had the piece in the guts. Like it's like when you're thinking out something that you are like completely sure about something and you have it here.
Yeah.
You can't. You have to follow that, and if you fail following that, fuck it. You did it. Like it.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to confront that interior feeling or voice or whatever. I have it all the time for different things. Like
Mhm.
when the time I moved to Valencia, I was working in a miserable daily job and everything, but I produce a lot of art too. Like I worked a lot, and when I came home, when I come back there in Valencia, when I finished my day,
Mhm.
I started working on my art, and I did a lot of things more than if I wasn't working in another thing. Like the suffering and being in a bad spot, it makes me pushing my art and everything. It can do, it can do the opposite. Like it can block you completely and you
Mhm.
forget about art and everything. But for me, it was nice, and I had the thing like to go to Valencia like for a year to try. I went there. I was living there, and at the end, I was like, okay, I'm I'm out, But
Yeah.
I did my thing. I had a nice time there. Uh, my girlfriend could come from Madrid. It was closer. Like it was nice. But my thing will be, my my advice to not follow. It will be to always listen to that and to do. You are always sure about doing something. When no, I'm thinking about this. I have doubts or whatever. You are always, the answer. Like you have to
Yeah.
do that.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
think this is really good advice.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think it makes sense, and I've had that feeling too. Like when I moved, like when I decided to move to Madrid, I had never been to Spain in my life, and I was just like, and I got into university, and I was like, okay, like this is what I want to do, and my parents were like, okay, are you sure? And I was like, yes, and it's honestly been the best decision that I could have ever made in my life,
Hmm.
And so I completely understand. So now it's like trusting that feeling again and being like, what am I gonna do now? We'll see. It's
And
la siguiente época de la vida.
if it's
Yeah.
bad, you did your own thing. If it's bad and you follow someone else thing, you're fucked. It's like, okay, I did this because someone told me that this was the best and everything, and I'm here in a miserable place because of that. If I'm
That's.
here in a bad spot because of myself, I can, redo myself and get out of here and do another thing. Like
Mhm.
you did your thing, and it's always. It can be bad sometimes. You can do something that is completely wrong and it will be bad, but you did your own decision. I think that's more powerful, even when you're wrong.
I think for me, like I've only had, I can count it on one hand, like 2 to 3 times where I've made a decision and immediately I felt sick to my stomach. I was like, this is not the right decision for me. And one of the decisions was actually last year. I was supposed to go back, like for example, for our last year of university, we're allowed to do an internship or exchange. And I was just going to go back home to Argentina. I was going to go back to Buenos Aires. And I got accepted. And for about 5 months, I genuinely thought that I was going. I had made all the plans. All my friends were going back to their places for exchange. Me and my roommate were about to end our lease. And I think probably about a week before I was supposed to go back home, I completely changed my mind one night out of, for whatever reason, it just, the idea came to me and I was like, I cannot go. And I felt like this gut feeling that I was like getting sick to my stomach, and I canceled the exchange. My roommate also simultaneously canceled her exchange. Ended up finding an internship within like 2 days. And all of a sudden, I was just like washed over with a sense of calm. And it was like even my parents were supporting me, like everything just aligned. And for me, that gut instinct, the fact that it was so strong at first, that it made me feel so physically sick, it scared me. Because I thought I was going to make like the greatest decision, like I'm going back home, going to be with my family. Argentina hadn't been in so long. And then it ended up being that for whatever reason, just things like había otra oportunidad que se dio, and I had to take it. And it's just, I don't know, like intuition like that sometimes
It's crazy.
is crazy. It's crazy. So,
Yeah, but it's so nice. It's like a magical thing.
yeah.
It's similar to what I bet you felt the same, with your poems and your art.
Mhm.
Like when you get the thing, it's crazy. Like you're doing
Yeah.
something, or even not that related or are related. Maybe you're drawing or something, and you get the strike. You get the ping. Like what the fuck? And it's not. I like what Rick Rubin says like you are not creating shit. You are taking. It's like everything is like floating or something like that, and you take the stuff there. Like you are not creating anything from yourself, and it's something that came came to you. Like it's crazy that feeling, and when you enter the zone, when you're working on something like really focused. It's really, really nice. Those are feelings, and it's impossible to explain that, like to
Mhm.
put a measure on that. It's like yeah, you feel it. Like, it's something that you get inside, and
100%. Yeah. I think it was kind of funny because I think I was actually talking to Glow in Florence about this, that sometimes when it comes to my writing, and I 100% get what you're saying, like I'll be walking down the street and all of a sudden like a word or a phrase just comes into my head, and either sometimes I complete it right then and there, or days later like I can put the pieces together and it I just come up with this thing. But the analogy that I made with her was, I compared it to fishing. Sometimes you're just there and like you just have your like reel or your rod out in the water. Sometimes like little fish like tap at the line, and you almost think that there's something there. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere it just comes, and you're just like, you have to like reel it in, and you have to go, and you have to stop everything. You put your all your energy there, and it just like it came out of nowhere, and it's there, but you just have it. And just sometimes you just have to put yourself in the moment where you do throw your line out into the water, and you sit and wait. Yeah. But it's creating art, and I think just it goes beyond itself, because it's not just making a piece and like this is all that it stands for. It's like, I think when you get into the ritual of creating something, again, in a society that's so used to consuming, so used to buying things, so used to being like selling, you're just really allowed to sit with yourself, and in a way where sometimes it's not even that you're quiet. There can be a lot of noise, but you're fully, I think, in the presence of yourself. And then you create something external, which I think a lot of people, the way that we're being conditioned to do, like with social media and everything, we're not interacting with anything that's external. Um, so yeah, I think all this is pretty fascinating.
Yeah, human brain.
Yeah.
Wow. Mic drop.
Well, well, well. I think it's honestly, it's 5 o'clock on the dot right now as we're filming this. We're close to an hour. I don't know if you guys have any final thoughts, but I'm free to wrap it up, I think.
I'm just gonna be contemplating all that we talked about right now, but
Mm,
no thought.
It's been a roller coaster of an episode, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, I really like it. I love the yeah, it's spontaneous, you know. It's not about another artist interview, but a talk with an artist. Like I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Thank you.
glad.
No,
I'm a
thank you
little
for
bit,
your
huh?
content. Thank you for like indulging in our conversations that go all over the place.
Yeah. Like, genuinely, like, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it. And honestly, like, we have a lot of fun doing these. And I hope that you also had a lot of fun today as well. So,
Yep. It was
yay.
really, really nice. And we have to, yeah, we have to meet in Madrid or whatever if you can go to Lisbon. I'm leaving on the 6th, like in the morning. I don't know why. Well, I know why. I took that flight because I wanted to be more days with my girl in Madrid, but
Mm-hmm.
my girl is going to Les Arts in Valencia, the music festival. So she's not gonna be there. I'm gonna be with her parents alone in the house. So I was like, hey, you're not gonna believe I took like one day off of the thing, to be more days with you and everything. And she's like, why the fuck you didn't ask me? Like you retarded. But yeah,
It's
uh,
gone wrong.
yeah. I try. That's the problem. I try my best, and it's not enough.
It always happens like
No,
that. All
nice.
right. Well, I guess the one last thing left to say is wait and hope that
Wait,
you
no.
Wait and hope.